welcome to Cancer Book Club, and this is the month of February of 2019. And well, no, it's not quite February, is it? It's January, and heading into February. We're going to be missing February and March in Cancer Book Club because I'll be myself in surgery and so forth. So, but anyway, this month, pleased to introduce Shrenik Shaw. I believe you had esophageal cancer. Is that correct? Larynx. Okay, laryngeal. And so he's got, I believe he's a 22-year survivor. So, yeah, lots to tell us about how he did that. So Pat and I will kind of ask questions as we go along, but I guess just it might help our audience to sort of just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your story.
As Robin said, my name is Shrenik Shaw. I'm from Ahmedabad, India. Ahmedabad is India's first heritage city, and I'm born and brought up here in Ahmedabad. Uh, since 1972, I am into my own business, and for last 3 decades, I'm into international marketing. I'm traveling world around. I've been to something like 35 countries, more than 200 overseas trips, and yes, I'm selling chemicals and colors for dyeing, textile, leather, paper, ink, and that's my business. So I'm not doing any business in domestic market, but my major exposure in is into international business. I've been to US and Canada last year only.
How old were you when you were first diagnosed?
I was 44.
44. And prior to that, you had been, living your life and
Yeah,
everything.
normal. Absolutely normal, like any human being. Yes, absolutely. And well, it was wonderful life, but let me be more precise.
So
That
tell us what the treatment. I'm sure it's evolved in 22 years, but what were the treatments that you received?
I had undergone total laryngectomy together with the partial removal of thyroid and followed by radiation, and that's it. Total
So
spark of life.
surgery and radiation.
Yeah,
What
that's
stage was your cancer when it was originally diagnosed?
uh, for a
Oh,
or
really?
yeah.
Why would it be four? If what made it a four?
Thyroid?
Second,
No, go ahead, Robin. Yeah.
So it was diagnosed as stage four because it had metastasized over to the thyroid.
no, no. Actually, I will tell you why. See, I really had no habit of tobacco, smoking, alcohol, etc. I'm strict vegetarian since my birth, and I was not. There was hoarseness in my voice. Then it changed into whispering. Then I've been to one of the best ENT surgeon here in India.
Mm-hmm.
They did endoscopy, but somehow they could not diagnose that cancer was developing. So and again, as they said, I was not suspecting cancer at all. And then one morning I started bleeding in my cough. I went to my physician and he said that something serious is going on and you must visit oncologist right away in between whatever days, like in July and August 1997. I lost my weight by 10 kilos, and at the same time I had an acute problem of bleeding. The tumor on top of the larynx, that was blocking the windpipe opening. So that made breathing terrible. It was like, you are in a swimming pool, you don't know, and you are drowning. So that was the stage. So immediately I went to see oncologist. He suspected larynx.
Yeah, yeah. So I like that analogy that you're in a swimming pool and you don't even know that you're drowning. That's that's what all cancer is like when you're.
Yeah, yeah,
Or like the proverbial boiling frog.
Yeah, yeah, proverbial boiling frog. I should just warn you a little bit, Trina, that when you go like that with your hand, it's understandable, but we've learned, Pat and I have learned the hard way. You have to stay still as much as you can because
Bless
the
you.
camera lags and then we get into delay problems. So,
yeah.
Now, you've taken your cancer experience, which just knocks my socks off, wow, and turned it into some pretty positive actions, haven't you?
To be honest, and precise, and particularly for listeners, and whoever will be with this video, I must admit one thing, that life was letting you know me is far better than what was the life before. I mean, see, my voice is my identity. I mean, if I will be calling you or Robin over the phone, I did not have to give my identity as this is Shrenik Shaw. The moment I will start speaking, you will immediately understand who is calling from the other side. So that's the biggest advantage I'm having. And see, I'm doing yoga, and my religion I'm Hindu and Jain, and I definitely do a lot of meditation. So meditation has given me a lot of courage, confidence, and and honestly, believe me, at this point of time, I really don't remember I had a cancer.
mhm. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, and that is uh, that is one terminology which is what we call short time memory loss, short time short time memory loss, uh, SML. Now, what is the terminology? I mean, if you forget something like short time memory loss, yes, SDML, SSDML, short time memory loss. So I would define myself as a long time specific memory loss. That means I have really forgotten that I had a cancer at all before 22 years. And trust me, I am living 100% normal life. I'm driving
Right.
car. I can drive cycle. I can drive bicycle. I can drive scooter, bike, anything. And even at this time, I'm 67 now. I'm working 8 hours a day,
Well,
non-stop, and that too from Monday to Saturday. And on the other hand, I'm connected with something like 15,000 cancer patients, caregivers worldwide, including oncologists. And trust me, my Facebook Messenger, Facebook is on 24 hours. I'm using Twitter, I'm using Instagram, and I keep on responding all cancer patients in India, abroad, and even that there are people from UK. In November last year, I was invited, sponsored to Nottingham to speak at the World RNA Conference, and I did presentation twice on 6th and 7th November. I addressed oncologists, cancer patients, caregivers. It was a wonderful experience.
so you attribute your success and longevity to religion, your faith, and we've heard other people say that, haven't we, Pat, on this show, and to yoga, and to your lifestyle choices, and
Well,
your luck. Your good luck.
I think for a lot of people, faith provides guidance. It provides a steadiness. Um, I think that
There you
it. Oh wow! Now? When was that taken?
Yes, there's you doing yoga. Look at you.
Oh, You're in better shape than I am, that's for sure.
Uh, well, I would not say that, I mean, this courage is simply because of religion. No.
No, I
Uh,
know, no, not the only reason, but
yeah, I mean, it's like a positive mindfulness.
yeah,
And, what I could do is, rather, or what I could manage to do is, I could build a bridge between my art and it.
right.
And there are four pillars: acceptance, courage, confidence, and troubleshooting. uh, at any point of time, be it a cancer or be it anything, when trouble comes, I don't analyze the trouble, the like why it has happened. I immediately go for the solution instead of analyzing the problem or analyzing the trouble. And on the other end, post cancer, everything I am doing. I would like to invite both of you for a coffee. Yes, I mean it's
Mhm.
far up from Canada to India, but I really like
Coffee in
I
India. What do you say, Pat? We'll just head over there.
I could go for a trip to India. I think it's on
Sure.
my road trip
Little
plan.
road trip. Yeah, yeah.
and I can give you coffee without sugar, without
Good, because
sugar.
I missed mine this morning.
Yeah, and I can give you coffee without sugar with caffeine, but I'm there to cabinet all of both of you, and that's a gentleman promise from my side.
Thank
Oh,
you.
isn't that great? Well, I can invite you to both to like a nice winter storm.
Yeah, and then I have done something more during this journey. It's like as I said, there are four pillars: acceptance, courage, confidence, and troubleshooting. These are the four pillars for
What
the
was the
bridge.
fourth one?
Troubleshooting. I mean,
Okay,
Troubleshoot.
sorry, troubleshooting. Yeah,
opportunity.
no,
Oh,
troubleshooting.
troubleshooting. Okay, got it.
That are four wheelers. So I made a bridge on these four wheelers, and the road, I have surfaced the road with the gratitude. Whoever came in my life, be it my oncologist, be it people from the hospital, my wife, my two sons, daughter-in-law, and even grandsons. I mean, they played a very big role in or what I am today, including my wife Neelam. Yeah, and it's like that. And I would like to share something with you.
Look
That's
at
a
that.
beautiful. That's a
Beautiful.
beautiful.
That's beautiful. Where's that going?
That's a beautiful poster.
Yeah. Tell us
That is
about the poster.
that is my Facebook page.
Ah, your Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just now spoke to you about the bridge. I mean, building a bridge between it and art. Yeah. I will let you see the poster. If you cannot read, I can read for you.
I see. Right. Build a bridge. There it is, right on there.
And I think you're so right about that. One of the things that I find interesting about this cancer journey that keeps coming up for me is this bridge between head and heart, between spirituality and science, and how so many of these things seem to be coming together. And um, as I look at it, I think in this modern world, we've become so disconnected from ourselves and our souls. And I think we need to find a way back to that as part of our path to finding health.
Absolutely. And see, that is a very simple thumb rule. I mean, if you really want to win the cancer, start start loving yourself first. Start
Yes.
loving yourself first. That's number one. Number two, don't expect any kind of sympathy from anybody. No sympathy at all. I mean, lead ethics in life, lead marks in life, lead spark in enjoy every single moment of whatever I'm doing. Believe me, believe me. I'm counseling too many number of cancer patients in private hospital during COVID, and particularly the cancer patients who are reluctant for undergoing surgery and treatment. I sit down with them. I give them hug. I convince them, and no matter I don't bother about time, and I don't charge anything. I'm doing everything for free, and I can give. And my role is very simple. I act when I'm counseling the cancer patients. I act like a surrogate mother. I I
So
I
good
give
mother.
them I give them a child in the form of courage, in the form of confidence, in the form of troubleshooting the disease. And the moment the patient living, I really don't remember. I don't keep any track of what is his name, from where he is, etc. I don't keep any track. That means no string attached. And since there is no string attached, therefore, I have used the word surrogate mother.
Yeah, well, that's the ultimate gifts of motherhood, right? Troubleshooting.
Well,
Courage.
but you also you talk about one of the things you talk about that I think is really valuable and very true is being very present and having joy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trust me. Yeah, I take about 10 minutes to prepare the coffee. But even while making the coffee, I enjoy myself completely.
Yeah,
And while, as I said earlier, I'm strict vegetarian. I enjoy spicy food and everything. But whatever I'm eating, I'm taking smaller bites because of laryngotomy. But earlier when I was eating in 10 minutes, now I'm eating. I need about 30 minutes. But every single moment,
Yeah,
for the
enjoy
other
every
bite,
bite.
yes, every bite I'm enjoying.
Now, I'm going to have to go back just to your treatment experiences. So once you'd had your surgery and had completed your radiation, I guess that then there would have been a period of rehabilitation after that, right? Where they taught you how to use the machine and how you had to kind of adjust in terms of eating and
Uh,
talking,
Robin,
breathing, and other things.
Let me tell you, in that particular phase, that is in before 22 years,
Yep.
was there was absolutely no facility of counseling, nothing doing.
Right.
You don't get any kind of advice, right?
Right. That was 22
I
years
know.
ago. They
Uh,
didn't know any better.
right. So when I met the doctor, he said that I suspect cancer in a very large stage. I just, I myself and my wife, we told him only one thing, that we know that we are in a safe hands. You do whatever you have to. That's it. And we have never asked any question. What is to be done? How long I have to stay in the hospital? Nothing doing. After 8 days, I was discharged from the hospital, and then 1 week later, I had 30 rounds of radiation, and 3 months down the line, I was back to work. And at during those period, TV was not available in India. The
Mm.
one one to be placed in the stoma. That was so at that point of time, this electrolytics was available. So we got it from US. I'm using Servox electrolytics since 1997. And the most important part, I would like to just cite one example. On 30th of January, I was in London. I was invited to meet a number of presidents of National Association of Laryngotomy Club, NALC, London, UK. I mean, that is headquartered. And under that club, there are 70 clubs of laryngotomy is functioning. So I met all president of those various clubs.
Mm-hmm.
so fabulous that they were surprised like anything, and even in this point of time, the cancer patients who are undergoing laryngectomy here in my city. Usually the current trend is TB, right? So after they see me speaking with electrolytics, they go back to the doctor and telling
Right.
them that we don't want TB, we want this electrolytics. So that is the advantage. That is the advantage of clarity, sound, and that is another catch. See, if you are talking in a normal condition, it's like normal for anybody. But the moment if somebody's asked that okay, you are not going to speak for one day, you can see the impact, you can see the frustration when you
Exactly.
talk. Now in my case, or for the patients like me who can never speak normally like normal human being, what is the amount of frustration you would be. So speaking with electrolytes, that is a major advantage that I really don't, personally, I really don't have any kind of frustration. I'm speaking at the event, I'm addressing more than 500,000 people in auditorium. So that is how the life is.
You know,
But
you bring up two really interesting points here, and one part of this is a question. One first, an observation. Uh, I think so many people going through cancer, any type of cancer, experience so much isolation, and certainly not being able to speak would lend itself to that. Um, and then that kind of leads into my next observation, my next question. Here in the States, we do very little for people post treatment. Once they go through treatment, they are on their own to figure out whatever it is that their life holds. Um, is India fairly similar? And have you found that your your research and your efforts have helped fill that gap for other people?
Yes, absolutely. See, let me be very precise in answering this. You know, uh, basically, if you want to communicate, irrespective of cancer, irrespective of inability to, the inability because of losing the natural voice. You need to have internal courage. You need to have strength from inside that you are no more different from others. You need
Yeah,
to have confidence. You need to have confidence. See, it's like if you're going for into battle, and if you keep your hands in your pocket, somebody's going to shoot you anyway. But if you have a AK-47 in your hands, and you know how to manage or how to use AK-47, I'm sure nobody's going to shoot you at all. At least you can protect yourself without any difficulty, and that's what I'm doing. And believe me, and I've given interview to you now, but I had given interview to so many organizations, so many NGOs, so many hospitals. I will show you one second. Uh, this is the book 10 on 10. You can see the title.
mm-hmm.
ooh,
Uh,
okay.
Cancer winners.
uh,
That's where your picture is. Your picture, your yoga pictures in
yeah,
that book.
yeah. Now, and my cancer surgeon, he launched this book and he wrote this book. Till until the book was launched, I was not aware that my story was in first chapter. I will show you the title. Wait a minute.
As you're looking for that, this I have to see this book. I think that one of the most powerful pieces of this cancer community are the personal stories and narratives that people tell, because it's so inspiring, but it makes you realize that you can get there too. I like that. I am here to stay.
Great. That's a good image.
That's a wonderful photo.
Yes, that is. Is that your wife? Lovely. Mhm.
You know what I like about that picture? I like the sense of joy in it because so often going through cancer, particularly if people haven't been through the experience, they have this sense of doom, gloom, you're going to die tomorrow. And it's not necessarily the case. And I think there's one of the lessons, at least I will say for me, of cancer has been how much joy there is in everyday life.
Joy, I would define the the amount or intensity of my joy is like Himalaya. It's like Alps mountain. I mean, timeless, limitless. There is no limit at all. And that is very clear concept in my life. We are born without our we are without expectation, and we are going to die without expectation because everything is in the hands of himself, and who we are to interfere is business. We have more than thousand things to do here on this planet, and God sent us to do too many things here. Why we should interfere is business at all.
A question, if I could, about cancer in India. Here in the United States, the American Cancer Society, which is a pretty reputable, source of information, indicates about 40% of us are going to have a cancer diagnosis in our lifetime. That is not a disease; it's an epidemic in my mind. What are the cancer rates like in India? Do you have any idea?
I will tell you the state where I am living. Our current prime minister is from this same state from where I am living. Alright, and because of tobacco smoking, not
Mhm.
only smoking but chewing tobacco,
Yeah,
our state is standing number one in head and neck cancer,
Really?
and
really.
therefore I am here and counseling the students in a young age, like not to start smoking, quitting tobacco, alcohol, etc. We are doing numerous work of counseling the students in this school because that is the point from where they start smoking tobacco, chewing
Right,
tobacco,
right.
and also using alcohol. So we have covered that. We have forgotten that those particular area that and if we convince students
So do you
that
do a lot of work in the area of prevention too
yes,
then?
absolutely, and that is because we have to save the future generation. I mean, see, whoever is
Absolutely.
yeah, whoever is smoking now, it's hard to stop them, but at least the students who are not smoking, at least we can try to stop them. We can try to
Right.
prevent them from getting into smoking.
Educate them. It's interesting in Canada, there's been a huge decrease in smoking among young people. So when I went to high school, they're like half the high school smoked. My son grew up in local high school. He said he didn't know one person who smoked. Didn't know one person. Maybe they smoked secretly. He didn't know it. People just don't. Kids, because of that, because of education that happened as early as grade 4. So when kids are 10, they talk about the lethal
Yeah,
effects and
right.
cost and other things.
You
And
know, if we can do that with smoking, we should be able to do that with other behaviors, other choices. And go ahead, go ahead.
See, I have read somewhere few days back that if a father is smoking, at young age, and once he's having a kid in 6 years time, kid is getting up effect of basal smoking like 106 max 106 max of cigarette in 6 years time.
scary stuff, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. And
So
yeah,
so that
and we all know, we've all learned, of course, too, about secondhand effects of secondhand smoke. And I grew up in a household of smokers until a certain age, and then one of them quit, the other one didn't. and then eventually they both did. But who knows to what extent the way I turned out might have been related to my genetics interacting with sucking in that stuff secondhand, all those
Yeah,
early.
Robin, and but this is the magazine of BJ Medical College. It's one of the premier university from where oncologists are
Yeah.
and starting their career. In December, they featured my story for which story in this magazine. Yeah, if I will get chance of meeting you, I will bring on this book and I will give it to you. So that is, and trust me, my story is again uh, uh, was featured in this book in November in Nottingham, the
The
Swallows Group.
swallows. A good hit in that.
Yeah, yeah. So they featured my story as well. So again, my story was featured in Australia, in New Zealand, and I mean at numerous places. On the other hand, you would be very glad to note that couple of ladies from US. One is Colin. She invited me. She said, "Come to Florida, stay in my house, and
Yeah.
as long as you want, I'm not going to charge you. You can afford. I can arrange your car, etc." I said, "I don't mind coming." And but I'm looking for a sponsor who can sponsor my ticketing from India to US, and I'm there. I don't mind staying in US for 1 week, or sorry, 1 month or maybe 2 months, traveling around, moving around, spreading cancer
It's a
awareness,
long
and
way to go for 1 week.
Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. Sponsor. So what do you need? You need an airline, right?
yeah, yeah, because they and then I did internal transportation in US, and of course and last week, if it is possible, I will send you the printout or other copy of the text. That is another lady, she sent me that whatever you are doing, I want you to start it right away from US. So I told her same thing, that I'm ready to come there. I'm going ready to stay there for 1 month or 1.5 months, or whatever time you want. But I need somebody to sponsor me, because I cannot afford ticketing and staying everything on my own.
Yeah. Well, we have to stay in touch on this because if you get to the US, we have to get together. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a big,
absolutely.
there's a big distance between Santa Fe and Florida.
I would be,
That,
I
it's
would,
not that far. I know I can get on a plane and travel. The
yeah,
world is small.
yeah,
All
yeah,
righty. Okay. So, I promised Shrenik we wouldn't take him much past 15 or 20 minutes, so and I think we're at that mark now. So I guess what we want to do is sort of wrap up, and also I just emphasize that on our the Anti-Cancer Club um, Cancer Book Club website, we'll have a replay of this conversation, and we'll have a link. We also have a link there to your video, and we've been um, uh, I believe we've been tweeting about this coming, and then we'll put that out on Twitter after about this
whatever. Yeah,
touch
I will
this
be, I
replay,
will,
and you do that too on your avenues. All right. So,
yeah,
do we have any final thoughts we all want to kind of share?
Shrenik, are you on Twitter?
I am
That's
What
how
do
we
you,
met.
what's your Twitter handle?
Shrenik Shaw 2110. What I will do is, it will go to my email. At the bottom of the email, you will find all my links like Facebook, Instagram,
Okay.
tweet, everything. So go to that, and what I will do is, once we are done, I will share my story along with all details, what it is possible from my side,
And
and
I'll
before we conclude.
Okay, and I'll hook up with you on Twitter under, I have two Twitter handles, at Anti-Cancer Club, and also my more active account is at Cancer Road Trip. So,
Uh, yeah,
so
I have seen that. Well, I'm already connected with Robin through Twitter, and for Cancer Road Trip, I will get it connected as well.
Perfect.
Before we I made up my mind to extend my hands
Oh,
of too old, too ill, to protect, to comfort cancer patients, and I am willing to touch part of 1 million cancer patients worldwide, and I need your assistance in getting connected, in inspiring them, in motivating them worldwide. So do your
1 million.
best
Okay.
and me, and that is my final point to be shared with you.
Oh, well,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so you guys take care. It was pleasure meeting you, and we'll meet.
yes. You have a good evening and we'll have a good morning.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice time. Have a nice pleasure weekend. Take care and bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.